sat outside Old St Chad's. The church dates, actually there was an Anglo-Saxon monastery on the site in the time of King Offa in the late 8th century. That's the Norman end from the 12th century. Down behind me here was the crypt. That's St Julian's and St Orkman's. The crocuses are out. You can see there's a bridal shop behind it. The last place on earth that you'll catch me. I only have one use for women in my life, apart from a few close friends. The daffodils are nearly coming out here. That's the Golden Cross. Ah, daffodils are out down there. I'll go and have a look at them later. This is the Georgian part of town, or the chunk of the Georgian part of town. Down there are the town walls. So, where is your outrage? Rather, what is your outrage over? What is it that you feel angry with the Tories over? The economy, the fact that housing prices, the fact that opportunities are drying up, pretty much uncontrolled immigration, legal and illegal, I have to say. So what is that you feel unhappy with them about? We know a lot of these answers from surveys that pollsters take, people like Matt Goodwin among others. We know what people are unhappy about and how strict most of the population want to be over illegal immigration and asylum seekers in general. But so many voters see Labour as a solution to that, except they share the same common ideology. And that ideology is based on, well, it's just cultural Marxism, that of what you now call critical social justice, that of hierarchies of victimhood, which divides the world into oppressors versus the oppressed, and a binary system where a Western white person is automatically deemed to be an oppressor just by virtue of their existence, virtue of they happen to be born in the Western country. That's the original sin these days. So the ideology is encapsulated in what Theodore Dalrymple and Anthony Daniels wrote about in 2010, his toxic sentimentality. He didn't go into the origins of it, but it comes from Gramsci and comes from the Frankfurt School, and also from the KGB and Yuri Andropov in the 60s, and his cultural sort of version of the US, which then came over to the UK, as detailed by Yuri Bezmenov. He detailed this through the 70s after his defection to Canada. So the ideology is of that nobody must suffer of anything anywhere, and nobody must be oppressed, and that's the background towards this DI nonsense. But Labour will continue all this. I mean, as much as Labour will say that they have solutions, except they don't. The solutions would be just to sticking plaster onto the problems which they want to see. The policies that they would enact would only amplify all of this, while simultaneously wanting to try to remedy the worst effects of them, to try to keep people happy or to keep people quiet. You can't have both. So that's the same with the Unity Party. So if you think everything comes down to that, all the problems essentially come down to the ideology of base sentimentality and the childishness of nobody must suffer of anything anywhere. Voting Labour, they'll amplify that. So, where is your outrage? I mean, what is it you want to see fixed? And just understand that voting Labour will just create even further problems. They will amplify all of this. So which direction do you want to go into? Which direction do you want to go in? Do you want to go into further accelerate it? Because as the weasel words from the Labour Party, their weasel words will be that they will supposedly have the solutions, but they won't address the underlying ideology because they won't dare to admit it, because that means they're admitting that they will have conned you for so long, as have the Tories, as has the Lib Dems, as has the whole Unit Party. And just take a look at this door here. That's heritage. That's Anglo-Saxon. Actually, no, that's 1663. That's 1663. So quite a bit later. That's Shrewsbury red sandstone. This is heritage from it's Anglo-Saxon, then Norman. The Vikings didn't make it this far down. This part is still essentially Norman. There's still a lot of Norman French influence in the town here. And this is our cultural heritage. Our cultural heritage isn't of the United Nations, front lobby in New York. It is very much Western European, very much Caucasian, and we shouldn't be. We should feel proud of that, and we shouldn't feel any shame or guilt of it either. So where's your outrage towards the changes in society, for a start, and also the economy, the lack of the drying up of opportunities, not just for adults but also for children and young people. So how would you wish to solve that? Because Labour won't. Further decline.